Two neighbors, similar resources, shared history. Yet, in 2025, India generates over 11 times more wealth than Pakistan's. What if I told you that this massive gap was not inevitable? It was engineered. Engineered by business decisions, economic reforms, policy frameworks, global positioning, and leadership vision. In this video, we delve deep from industry structures to policy frameworks and decode why India is racing ahead while Pakistan is fighting for its survival. Towards the end of this video, I will also discuss the strategic lessons learned for business leaders. Let's get into the real story behind the headlines. No emotions, just facts and data. Before we move forward, please do consider subscribing to this channel if the subjects of business, finance, and economy are of your interest. Now let us begin with the understanding of current economic framework of both the countries. India's economy in terms of nominal GDP is over $4 trillion in 2025, while Pakistan's economy is just at about $341 billion. India's GDP growth for previous financial year was 6.5%, whereas Pakistan's was just about 2.5%. But how much does an individual Indian or Pakistani earn? India's per capita GDP is over $2,700. While Pakistan's is just $1,500. And now the inflation, which affects our day-to-day lives. While India's inflation is at about 5% and Pakistan's is upward of 25%. These numbers are not random. They are the outcome of choices made since independence by both the countries. Now let us understand the business and industrial base, which is the core difference between two countries. India's business transformation was diversified across education, technology, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, finance, services, and agribusiness. India worked on building globally competitive industries like IT exports alone over $250 billion. Further, India created an ecosystem of startups, unicorns, and SME growth. And Pakistan's business challenges are triggered by heavy dependence on agriculture, which is about 20% of GDP, and textile exports, which is about 60% of exports. Further, Pakistan did not pay much heed to develop value-add industries. There was negligible global tech footprint, industrial growth hampered by energy shortages, currency depreciation, political uncertainties, and policy inconsistencies. Now let us look at another aspect, which is investment and capital formation within both countries. India has been attracting record foreign direct investment year on year, and these inflows were in the sectors of renewable energy, electronics, AI, finance, where Pakistan could barely manage 1.5 billion in last year, and that too primarily in the power projects under CPAC, which is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. But why this disparity? India offers political stability, legal protection, policy continuity, and domestic market size, whereas Pakistan faces political volatility, security risks, and exchange rate uncertainties. Let us further understand how both the countries stand in terms of exports and global trade positioning. India's merchandise export was over $450 billion, while Pakistan could manage an export of just $30 billion. While India exports technology, services, cars, smartphones, pharmaceuticals, textiles, processed food, Pakistan largely exports basic textiles, rice, surgical instruments, and some sports goods. In a nutshell, India's success moving up the value chain, Pakistan's struggle stuck in low margin commodities. However, the real game changer has been policy choices. India, post-liberalization of economy in 1991, invested heavily in education, infrastructure, digital goods like UPI, Aadhaar, GST. India has successfully produced and implemented national policy support for entrepreneurship, Startup India, Make in India, PLI, which is performance-linked schemes. Whereas for Pakistan, it has been inconsistent economic reforms, heavy dependence on IMF bailouts, zakat from Middle East, American aid, and China, underinvestment in education and technological infrastructure. While India has been betting on global competitiveness, Pakistan on survival loans. And these results are very clearly visible in both the countries' financial health and risk management. While India's forest reserves are over $670 billion in 2025, which is equivalent to over 9 months of import cover. Pakistan's foreign reserve is about $8 to $10 billion, which is barely 2 months of imports. And these reserves are largely due to loans and aid from foreign countries. This gets India to negotiate with the world from a position of power, while Pakistan must negotiate from necessity. So what are the strategic lessons for business leaders from this case study? The India-Pakistan story is not only about nations, it is about the strategic economic leadership. I hope you would have subscribed to the channel by now. If not, please do consider. For countries, businesses, or individuals, the message and learning is very clear. Diversify early. Do not depend on just one sector. Invest in human capital, education, skills, innovation, and drive growth. Think globally. Integrate with the world, not isolate. And ensure stability and credibility. Capital flows where the trust is. Today's India's economy offers lessons for rising nations, and for Pakistan, a reflection on missed opportunities. But no situation is permanent. Economic strategies can change, markets can revive, industries can leap. The question is, who will act and who will watch? If you found these insights valuable, do hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Be inspired, keep building.